All right, welcome everyone. Welcome students. Thank you for joining us at the Virtual College Exploration for Illinois Students. You have a fabulous presentation for you today. Just some housekeeping items before we go ahead and get started with the presentation. You guys probably will be able to figure out by now that you are not on camera and you are muted, and that's going to stay that way throughout the duration of the presentation. But however, you have access to the Q&A feature, a nice little picture of a button here, so that you can ask your questions at any time throughout the presentation. Definitely sign up for more sessions. There's tons more. You can check out the schedule there at that website, IACAC.org. And if for any reason you get distracted or something during this, no worries, it's going to be recorded and will be available at our website as well. All right, with that, I'm going to hand it over to our presenter. I hope you all enjoy.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Nardi. I am from Rockford University. I'm going to get our presentation up here and shared with you guys. So I'm an admission counselor. I've been an admission counselor for about 2 years at Rockford now. As questions come up, feel free to put them in that question and answer. And then at the end of the presentation, I will be able to go through them and answer all of your questions. So as they come through, I won't be answering them live, but we will go through that at the end. So first and foremost, thank you so much for watching our presentation and being here tonight live with us. We're so excited to have you. Rockford University is a smaller university in Illinois. So in Rockford, Illinois, we're about an hour and 15 minutes out of Chicago. We're about an hour and 20 minutes from Milwaukee. So we're very centrally located, but I'll get into more of that as we go here. So a few fun facts about Rockford University. We have about 1,300 students. We are represented in 38 states from around the United States. And we also have about 20 different countries represented for our international student population as well. So we have a very diverse campus, even though we are a small, tight-knit community. We have about a 10-to-1 student to teacher ratio. So what that means in general is that we have the class sizes that are about the same as your high school class sizes. So you're going to be taking gen eds when you go to college. Those classes are going to be around 20 to 25. And then as you get more specialized in your major, they're going to be a little bit smaller once you get into those classes. So ask different admission counselors what those faculty ratios are, so you kind of know what you're getting into if you're going to be in a really, really big lecture hall, or if you're going to be in more of those intimate type class sizes as well. Currently, we have 8 study abroad options at Rockford University. So we do have options for you to take that travel and go for a semester, or even go for a week-long trip as well. Depending kind of what you're looking for, if you're looking for that full semester program, or if you're looking for those smaller spring break options or 2-week winter break options, we can help set those up for you as well. Right now, currently, due to COVID, obviously we cannot offer our study abroad options or any traveling options, but we are super excited to bring those back next year and hopefully get those all up and running again here soon. Some main things on campus that are really important for students to know. We have an on-site health center, which is going to have nurses. We have, if you need any like medication when they're sent to campus, if you need anything like that, we do have that on campus so that you can get that right while you're there, so you don't have to worry about finding a different doctor in the area if you're coming from out of state and stuff like that. We do also have mental health counselors there, and we do have other counseling staff that can help with different, coping skills with going to college. So that's a very important resource on our campus for our students. The next one is the Center for Learning Strategies. That is our academic support center. So we do have a tutoring center in there, which is free for students to use. We also have a testing center in there. So if you need to take like the NCLEX or any other test for your certain major, you can do that in that center as well. And most of them are either free to students or at a reduced cost than what they would be if you went to an outside testing center. Then lastly, one other really important place on campus that we have is our career development office. That is going to help you once you leave and graduate from Rockford University. So with that, they will help you do mock interviews. They will help you set up your LinkedIn and your resume and get all of that good stuff set up before you ever had to graduate from Rockford and find that next job. On our Rockford campus, we do have 10 different residence halls, so you can live on campus. It's not required to live on campus, even as a freshman, so it's totally up to you. We're about 2/3 commuter, so we do have a lot of students from the Rockford area, but we also have a lot of juniors and seniors that have apartments in Rockford as well. So with those residence halls, we do have a few different options for you guys. We do have our doubles, which is your standard dorm room, you and a roommate. We have the single rooms, and then we also have suites, which are going to be 2 doubles put together, so that it'll be you and a roommate, and then you have a common living area, and then you have another double room with 2 more people in there. Some perks for Rockford University is we do have free parking and free laundry on campus. We do not charge extra for any of those. We just ask for parking wise if you do have a car on campus that you register it with security. And that's simply just so that we know who is on campus at all times and we can keep campus safe that way. So with obviously all of the different programs that Rockford offers, we have over 80 major minors and concentrations within the university. So some of our biggest ones, just to point them out for you guys, if you don't see what you're interested in on this screen, I will have some links later on that you can go to and check out all 80 of our majors. But these are some of our main majors that we have on campus and some of our bigger ones. So I would say our top majors are going to be our business program. We do have the Peary School of Business. So we have accounting, marketing, and all of those good business programs within there. We also offer a master's program through our Peary School of Business. So that's a big pull for students as well. If you want to get your master's completed while you're at Rockford, you can do your undergrad and your master's at the same time. Or sorry, not at the same time, right after each other. And then we also have our nursing department is really big. We have 5 major hospitals in the Rockford area that you would work with and do all of your clinicals with. So that's a really big area of study on our campus. We also have a very big performing arts department, and our criminal justice department has just started within the past few years, and that one is growing really big as well. So they work with a lot of the police departments and the government structures that we have in Rockford for internships and stuff like that as well. So the next thing on our list to go over, we are a D3 school. We compete in the NAC conference. We do have all of these different sports, so baseball, softball, basketball, cross country. We do have women's golf as well as men's volleyball. And then the biggest thing that I like to point out too that just started last year at Rockford University is that we have a competitive esports team. So they actually compete against many different schools. So we are a D3 school athletically, but competitive esports is a little bit different because they compete on a bunch of different levels. So we actually competed against some D1 schools as well with our competitive esports. So don't quote me on this, I'm not a great esports person, but we do compete in League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, and Overwatch are the 3 current games that we are competing in. And if there's more interest in other games, or as we can put different teams together for different games, we will get those up and running as well. But if you have interest in any of our athletics programs, if you want to talk to a coach, if you want to get in contact with any of the head coaches, we are more than welcome. We are more than willing to get you in contact with them, and we are more than happy to make that connection for you guys to see if playing collegiately will be in your future. So the next thing for Rockford University, we have a ton of different things going on campus. So I know a lot of different schools right now are doing online, and some of your high schools might even be online versus in person right now. So Rockford University has actually been able to stay in person through this whole semester so far. we have, we've done our due diligence and we've made sure that we have been able to stay open and have our students in classes and living on campus. So with that, we've done a hybrid option for campus. So we do have some online courses, and then we do have some in-person courses, and we have some mixed that have an online and an in-person component to those. But what's really important this semester, even more so than maybe previously, is that our student life has been phenomenal through this whole COVID situation. So we have about 360 students living on campus currently. That's not including, obviously, our commuters that are involved in that, that come to campus every day. But with that, our student life has been able to continue putting on different events, virtual events, social distance events, and they've been really keeping the students busy and happy while they are at the university. So some of the things that we've been able to do in the past, prior to or before COVID-19, we were able to do things like Harry Potter Thanksgiving. We did a ton of movie nights. We had foam parties. We had different comedians and stuff come to campus, and we could all get together and we could all celebrate, living on a college campus. This year it's changed a little bit. So we've had to do one of our biggest events that we've had to do is called Bougie Bingo, where you come and you play bingo and you win all these crazy prizes like TVs and Beats, headphones, and all this stuff that they put out. So this year we had to do a social distance Bougie Bingo. So they actually did it in our quad area. So everybody was still socially distanced, but we were still able to have one of the students' favorite events on campus. And then we've also had about 3 events a week that are a range of different things that keep happening. So we've had guest speakers come and do virtual speeches with our students. We've had different arts and craft days, so students can come and pick up their little baggie of goodies and take those back to their dorm room or back to a open area to complete those. We've done tie-dye. We did have our fall festival on campus where we had caramel apples and all this other stuff, and all was able to be socially distanced, and we've done a really great job at that. So huge shout out to our student life folks. They were able to keep all of our students entertained and keep that liveliness on campus, even though we're in kind of uncertain times right now. We do have 22 different student clubs and organizations on campus, one of them being a commuter council, which is really big. Since we have such a big commuter base, it's really important that we continue to reach out and make sure that our commuters are still feel a part of the campus community. So they really help make sure and get the word out on commuter-friendly events is what we call them, and make sure that there's still a bunch of stuff going on for them. We do have, again, and we have 20 other clubs and organizations as well that you can get involved in. We do have 57 student leadership positions. So if you are interested in doing a work study position, all of the students you see in this picture below, they are actually our incoming freshman class with our Reggies. And this was from a year ago before COVID happened, obviously, because they're all, together and there's no mask. But this was from pre-COVID, and a Reggie is your student leadership person, and they're able to help the freshman class get acclimated to the university, and they help in their freshman experience classes and really work to make sure that the incoming freshmen know what they need at the university, or if they have any questions or anything like that, they help with that. But there are 57 different student leadership positions that you can apply for. And then we have countless other student worker positions as well. Speaking of events, which I know I've already spoken about before, we have about 50 plus events per year. Like I said, they try to do 3 major events per month, and then they do weekly smaller events as well. So that ends up being over 50 different events put on by Student Life. And then one really exciting thing is our campus is 150 acres. So we have a huge park-like setting campus, which is really nice because it's our own little community. You can walk from your dorm rooms to class. we're in a big city, but our campus doesn't have major roadways running through them. And so we do have a 21 disc golf course on campus that students really have a fun time with, and they're always outside throwing the frisbee golfs around and having, getting outside and getting some fresh air with that. Unfortunately, it snowed yesterday pretty hard on Rockford University campus, so I'm not sure how much longer the disc golf course will stay out, but we are excited to have it out as long as possible for our students. Now, the admission requirements, what everybody kind of wants to know. First and foremost, our application is free. So if you are interested in Rockford University, we want you to apply. We are looking for a 2.65 GPA, but the biggest part on this whole slide is that we do a holistic assessment of every single student. So I want to know you as a student. I want to know you as a person. I want to know if there was any struggles that you had in school. I want to know all of that information so that I can make the best decision for you. I want to make sure that not only are you a good fit for Rockford University, but I want to make sure that Rockford University is a good fit for you. So although we're looking for that 2.65 GPA, if you're not quite there, feel free to still apply and work with our admission staff to see if we can get some extra support services for you and get you admitted still based on that holistic assessment. We do have rolling admission, which means we don't have any deadlines. So you can apply now. If you decide you want to apply in the summer before classes start, we'll still work with you. We don't have any deadlines that you need to follow. The only deadlines that come into place are on our competitive scholarships. So every student that gets admitted does get a scholarship. And then we do have 2 competitive scholarship days. One is in November and one is in February. And that's an additional day that you can come and compete for a higher academic scholarship than what we've already received. So if you're eligible for that, the admission staff will let you know, and then we can work with you on getting that information in. Now, the big question obviously is tuition and fees a lot of times. So I don't want this number to scare anybody. It's kind of like that big sticker price on a car that you're buying. So tuition and room and board before any additional financial aid is applied. Tuition is going to be $32,800 and room and board is going to be $9,770. Now that, again, like I just said, is prior to any of your financial aid being applied. So financial aid is made up of scholarships, grants, and loans. So like I said previously, every admitted student at Rockford University will get an academic scholarship. So that will get taken off right away. We do give visit scholarships if you do want to schedule a visit. So that could get taken off right away as well. And then once you file your FAFSA, which will be, it opened on October 1st, any additional scholarships or grants that you're eligible for will also get taken off of that amount. Then what will be remaining on your financial aid package that we create for you will be the loan part, and you can sit down with our admission staff and we can walk you through all of that information at that point. With the additional scholarships, so 99% of our students receive financial aid from the university and from that FAFSA. But we do try to let students know that there are so many outside scholarships that you can start applying for to make sure that you can afford college. So what I would recommend is not just guaranteeing on your academic scholarship that you receive from Rockford University, but also start reaching out to your high school counselors, see if they know of any outside scholarships that you can apply for. Get on Google, find any websites, talk to your parents, see if their places of work have different scholarships. I know one of my favorite scholarships to bring up is we worked with a student and her grandma's bingo club had a scholarship that they gave. So we will really work with any outside scholarships that you guys are able to receive. So if that is an option for you, or you have some time or a free weekend, start applying for some of those because those scholarships do add up really fast. So like I said before, visiting campus, we do give out a $500 campus visit scholarship. So the biggest thing is come on to campus and we'll give you a tour. We'll be able to meet with your admission counselor, whether that's me or one of our other counselors. If you want to talk to a professor, if you want to sit in a class, if you want to have lunch on campus, where we can really make that day however you want to look, how you want to view campus, and how you want to make sure if campus is the right fit for you. We want to make sure that we make that visit as realistic as possible, as if you were going to be a student here. So if you want to do any of this, you can go right to our website and schedule a visit. And like I said, any of the things on there, the main visit is going to be a tour, meeting with your admission counselor. But any of the extra stuff, if you want to take a full day of classes, we can set that up as well. We want to make sure that we can have you guys, experience Rockford before you had to make that decision about attending Rockford. Currently, we are still open for visits. So I know a lot of schools don't have visits right now. We are doing individual visits, so you can schedule a time, and during that hour slot in the admission office will only be you and your family. So we aren't doing any big group days, but we can have you on campus, we can take you on tour, and that can be in person. So if you're interested in that, you can go right to our website and check that out as well. Now, your next steps for Rockford, if you have not applied already, going to rockford.edu/apply is going to be huge. That just starts your admission process and gets everything starting to roll on that part. You can then request your transcripts be sent to RU. I think I said this before, but if I didn't, we are test optional this year. So all we need to complete your application is your transcripts from your high school. So you can go to your guidance counselor or your front office, depending on how your high school does it. You can request those transcripts be sent, and then we can complete that application. And then obviously the one that I already kind of talked about during financial aid is that the FAFSA opens on October 1st. So it's really important to try to get that FAFSA done as soon as possible if you haven't already completed it. You can add up to 10 schools onto that FAFSA. So any schools that you are interested in, make sure you add those on there so that they get your information and they can complete your financial aid package from there. Again, my name is Elizabeth Nardi. So I put my contact information if anybody has any further questions after the presentation, if you want to write that down. And then I put my office number as well. So you guys can get in contact with me directly. And then if you have any questions after this presentation, we'll go through those live questions too. And so I will get out of this presentation and I will check on our question box, which it doesn't look like we have any questions right now. So I will wait here a minute if you guys want to write in any questions that you have, and we can go over those quick. Otherwise, if we don't get any, we can log off here a little bit early as well. Okay, so it doesn't look like we're getting any questions in our question box. So again, I just want to thank everybody for coming today. I really appreciate listening to the Rockford University presentation. And if you have any further questions or anything comes up with your Rockford University applications, please feel free to reach out to me. My email and my phone number are going to be recorded in this presentation. So have a great rest of your night, everybody.
All right, thanks, Elizabeth, and thank you everybody for coming. There will be a survey that pops up as soon as you guys exit out this window. If you would take, it's only 4 questions, so no worries. If you take a few minutes, it shouldn't take too long. Again, please sign up for more of our sessions at IACAC.org. And then, yeah, have a great rest of your evening. We're going to wrap up a little bit early, so you guys can go check out some other sessions if you want. All right. Thanks, Elizabeth. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.